Hi, everybody. Good Thursday night to you, and welcome inside Mercer Stadium. VypeFortBend.com coverage of Fort Bend County High School football. Roger Smith along with Patrick Kinnick here to bring you Ridge Point against Elkins. It's a great rivalry. It's not the oldest rivalry in the world, but it is one that is very vicious because back when Elkins was kind of the king of a Missouri City neighborhood that included, I guess, what am I trying to think of? Lake Olympia and also Quail Valley. They kind of had it all to themselves, but it was so popular a place to live that they built this school called Ridge Point. So you had some households where there was, one sibling who went to Elkins and another one that went to Ridge Point. So that led to a great rivalry, and it's been a great rivalry ever since. We are going to bring you the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show right after this. But first, this exclusive VypeFortBend.com presentation of Fort Bend County High School football is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity Mobile, the best kept secret in wireless. By First Tire and Auto, 4 great Fort Bend County locations where you can get the best prices on tires and anything your vehicle needs to run at its very best. Visit FirstTireandAuto.com. By Next Level Urgent Care, more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Longmeadow, Greatwood, and 4 locations in Katy. From OW to WOW, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. By Archer Volkswagen, open since 1956 and ready to serve you. Archer Volkswagen is on Highway 59 just inside the Sam Houston Tollway. You will feel like family at Archer Volkswagen. By Needville Insurance Agency. Put hundreds, if not thousands of dollars back in your pocket when the Needville Insurance Agency team shops all those insurance carriers to find the lowest rate for car, home, and flood insurance. Call Bradley Stavanaugh at 979-793-7411 or click needvilleinsurance.com. And the folks who are responsible for bringing you the Countdown to Kickoff show, Equitable Advisors. It's never too early or too late to get with Nick Arevalo and Equitable Advisors to create a smooth, soft landing into a wonderfully comfortable retirement. Check out Equitable Advisors. We'll be right back.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to Xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
This is VypeFortBend.com, and welcome to the Countdown to Kickoff show. We're the Elkins cheerleaders. We're the school that started in the 20th century in divided households where one kid went to Elkins and the younger sibling went to the purple school. The Knights were the ones giving the little ones at least one noogie every day. The Panthers can't touch us because our boys wear armor. Coach Brantley is next. Go Knights! Woo! Bro, you said the wrong word.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Welcome, everybody, to the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. The Elkins Knights are the visiting team tonight in Mercer Stadium. So we talk with Dennis Brantley, their head coach. First of all, Coach, do you ever, when you mature, you're well past your playing days and you're a head coach, do you still think about things like spoiling the other team's homecoming?
All the time, especially today.
Well, the history of this rivalry, I mean, I consider Elkins versus Ridgepoint, not just football, all sports, to be the greatest two-year rivalry in the history of high school sports when both teams were in Class 5A. Are there any particular things about the rivalry that make you even more motivated to win than you are against other opponents?
Well, you know, it's I know they spoiled our first meeting, and then we got them a couple of years later, and it was a great rivalry. Right now it's a little one-sided, and we're just trying to catch up, and we're not going to ever stop trying to beat this team that's well coached by LaFavors and very good team. But our guys are not going to back down, going to give their best.
It seems like this would be as good a chance as any for you to kind of sneak up on them. Your team has been playing very competitive football, and young Mr. Mooring has really been coming along as the quarterback, kind of pressed into the permanent starting job, at least for the rest of the year. What are the things that you see from him that you like in his development?
I like that he's taking care of the football. He's not making major mistakes. He's well aware of the offense and the situations. He got a bright future. You know, we just got to keep plugging along until we get across that. You know, just sometimes you got to get a big win to make them believe that, hey, you can do it all the time.
And I know this is kind of a sad thing to talk about, but when Braden Thompson is no longer in your program, you're going to be out of Tony Thompson's sons, aren't you? And describe the kinds of impacts that he has on your defense.
He has a great impact. It's kind of like the Matthews family. You know, I hate to see the last one graduate. I asked him, do y'all have any more? I'm asking him the same thing. You got any more? Because that family has been really good to us. The Thompsons have been very good to us, and hopefully Braden will end up getting something on the next level.
And by the way, this is a great time to say this because, with all due respect to the Mannings, the Matthews family is the first family of football in the United States of America. They have contributed more, but they don't play quarterback. So there you go. That's the problem.
That's right, and they all have played a very long time, too.
Anything else that you want to say before we let you go on the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff?
Oh, we just appreciate you guys being here and showcasing high school football. Definitely appreciate it.
I never get tired of it, Coach. It's one of the best things in the world. We'll be right back, and we'll talk with more trash-talking cheerleaders, as well as Coach LaFavors on the Countdown to Kickoff show.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. Great matchup, great rivals, Elkins and Ridgepoint on a Thursday night. And here to introduce himself and the rest of the officiating crew is our referee.
My name is Chris Jackson. The crew for tonight, our umpire is David Wilson. Our line judge is Jason Caesar. Our head line judge is Alton Dunbar. Our field judge is Justin Taylor. Our side judge is Jimmy King. And our back judge is John Trammell.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jackson. That last name, Caesar, there have been quite a few great athletes to play both for Hightower and Ridgepoint. Last name, Caesar. Do you know if there is any connection?
No connection. No connection.
Well, that's good because we got to keep it fair. Keep it fair.
Yes,
all right. Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Have a good game tonight, and we'll be back with more of the Countdown to Kickoff show right after this. Roger Smith and Patrick Kinnick from Mercer Stadium.
Thank you, Mr. Smith.
You're welcome. Equitable Advisors, financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. AREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC.
We're the Ridgepoint Cheerleaders, and it seems like we're always giving an ancient history lesson on the Countdown to Kickoff show. The last time, no, make that the only time Elkins ever beat us in a varsity football game. Our seniors were in the 5th grade. Yeah, a few of them still had their baby teeth back in 2015. The Knights' victory drought against us has lasted about as long as the Old Testament famine, and it's not going to end tonight. Go Panthers!
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
What is Vype Live? Vype Live is one of the largest and most respected broadcast and live stream networks in the state of Texas. Vype Live broadcasts any sport you can think of for youngsters of any age, from Pee Wee and Pop Warner to high school, club, college, semi-pro, and beyond. We also broadcast plenty of academic, fine arts, and community-related events as well, and now as partners with Flow Sports. Email us at info@vypemedia.com to find out more. Vype Live. We bring your teams to you.
Welcome back to the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. It's homecoming for Ridgepoint, and Coach Rick LaFavors is dressed in a very handsome black polo, so you're well dressed for homecoming. Anything about homecoming that changes as far as your preparation? Do you say anything different to your team?
Yeah, I mean, focus on the task at hand. We got a couple of distractions. You know, we had homecoming's a distraction of itself, a lot of festivities and fun things going on, but we still got to make sure that we prepare and get ready. And then we have grades due this week, and then it's a Thursday night game. So kind of those three things, just making sure that we dial in and get ready to play tonight.
All right, Coach, your team has not been in what I'd consider dire straits this year. I've just seen them play, and it looked like that's not what I usually expect from Ridgepoint, but you've been playing better, I think, improving every week to my eye. Is there anything that has happened, I mean, outside of scheme-type stuff, that maybe the players did among themselves that kind of flipped a switch and got things going in a better direction?
Just continuing to trust the process. You know, the coaching and going through a season is kind of like baking a cake, and you put in a little sugar here and a little salt. You're trying to get the right taste, and you know, our quarterback got hurt against Westlake. We kind of went into the season with 4 quarterbacks trying to figure out what it was or who it was going to be, and then one of them got hurt, and we just never found rhythm and consistency or an identity as an offense. And once we've kind of settled on that and just gotten better each week, I really think, you know, we're definitely trending upwards, not just offensively, but as a team. And things are starting to click, and we're starting to become more consistent. You know, penalties and things are down, and you know, kids are flying around. So I think that's the biggest thing, is just trust the process, and you know, I like where we're at right now and heading into, you know, basically the middle of the season.
And one thing I wanted to ask you about, just give you a chance to acknowledge something. It's always tough when you have some players get hurt and you know you're not going to have them anymore that year. That happened one year to ND Kalu and also Calvin Harvey, and now Carter Groen is not going to be able to come back. So anything you want to say with regard to Carter?
I hate it for him. He was having such a great senior year, and he's a tremendous athlete and dual sport young man. Hopefully he can rest and get his injury, which is not permanent, but, you know, get his injury rehabbed and be able to come back strong for baseball. And then, you know, if he has the opportunity to play at football, he has enough film at you know, for the next level as well to show at the next level. I think he's a tremendous athlete and a great young man.
All right, thank you, Coach LaFavors, for being with us as always, and I think we're going to see you next week as well. I think there's only one game that we won't be broadcasting that involves the Panthers the rest of the regular season. Thanks again.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Roger and Patrick here at Mercer. We'll be back with you right after a break or two. We want to thank the trash-talking cheerleaders and everybody who made the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show, well, a wonderful thing here on this beautiful Thursday evening. By the way, Equitable Advisors can help you get that nice soft landing into a wonderfully comfortable retirement. They've done it for thousands of Fort Bend teachers, but you don't have to be a Fort Bend teacher. You don't even have to be a teacher at all. Nick Arevalo, my good friend, will take care of you and get things going in the right direction. It's never too late, never too early either. This is VypeFortBend.com. We've got Ridge Point and Elkins coming up next.
You are the master. Everything. We take care of you, so you can take care of business. Office Depot Office Max.
Taking care of business.
We'd like to thank the folks at Office Depot, Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace in Sugar Land, taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week. Patrick Kinnick, welcome in. You know, we're both a couple of old guys. We've got our readers out, and we are ready with our big font rosters right in front of us.
Well, do you want to classify me as an old guy? Is that how you're going to introduce me?
Misery loves company, so
oh,
yes.
Boy. Boy, oh boy.
All right, we'll be back and bring you a little exclamation point to the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show right after this.
Please rise and direct.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
That was the Ridge Point Choir singing the Star Spangled Banner to get this game underway. All right, so Patrick, let's talk about the Archer Volkswagen keys to victory. Unfortunately for Ridge Point, they have lost one of their tight ends. He is Carter Groen, and he has a stress fracture in one of his vertebrae, which sounds really tough for a 16 or 17-year-old to deal with. This is his senior year. The good news is he is going to be back in time to play baseball, and he's just as good a baseball player as he is a football player, if not better. In fact, I think he can look forward to a college scholarship. So we wish him the best. But Ridgepoint does not throw to its tight ends that much, and I think maybe the Archer Volkswagen key to victory for them when they have the football is just a consistent running game with Ezel Jolly, who has proved to be a game breaker.
Well, I remember mentioning Mr. Jolly a few times last year, perhaps the year before as well. So he's been around. We know what he's got, what he's capable of, and obviously the Ridgepoint Panthers are going to want to establish the running game.
And by the way, Preston Cooper is he's the tight end who is likely to get more of the passes that go to the tight end now that Carter Groen is not available. Ridgepoint does not throw to its tight end all that much, although in last week's 61-0 win over George Ranch, Preston Cooper caught a touchdown pass, and the reason I know is because I watched H-Town High School Sports on CW 39 and AT&T Sportsnet.
Well, it sounds like you're a regular of that show. You watch that on a regular basis, Roger?
Oh, yes, I watch it on a regular basis. It's a great show. They always treat Fort Bend very well. And by the way, Mr. Jackson is our referee, and he indicates that the Elkins Knights have won the toss, but they have deferred. His mic is not working.
Will receive the ball. Good luck, gentlemen. Let's have a great football game.
As soon as I said his mic wasn't working, we heard it. That's
maybe
great.
you should say that more often because it was sputtering at the beginning there. And we've had a little hit and miss on the referee microphone. Hopefully we'll have it all night tonight.
All right, the captains for Ridgepoint, Preston Cooper, that tight end that I mentioned, Terrence Alexander, offensive lineman, Cameron Shelton, linebacker, and Jace Baugh, a wide receiver. So the Elkins Knights are the visiting team, and you know it's particularly galling when you're chosen to be the homecoming opponent, which is what the Elkins Knights are. And if you hear some cheering in the background, maybe more than usual for an opening kickoff, that is the Ridgepoint Pack. Wow, what a great student section they have. Elkins, the visiting team, wearing the white jerseys and white pants with the Vegas gold helmets. Royal blue, Elkins on the side of those helmets. And they've got the royal blue numbers. Ridgepoint is wearing the dark gray tops. They're the home team. And black pants with the white helmets, trimmed in purple, double stripe down the middle. A panther on one side and the number on the other side.
And it looks like most of them, if not all, are donning the pink socks.
Yeah, they're wearing the pink socks. All right, Mason Dossett is deepest to receive this kick. And it is going to be Dossett at the 10-yard line, straight up the middle between the hash marks. Gets to the 25, cuts outside, stiff arms a man, gets to the 30 and down at the 31. And that player that he stiff-armed ended up getting the tackle. But on the play, it was number 19. And I hope we have last week's roster with a 19 on it. No, we don't. We don't. Look at this. They have this this roster that was available in the press box, and it looks kind of like Swiss cheese. It seems like maybe 1/3 of the jersey numbers don't have a player's name next to it.
I've got my roster from a couple of weeks ago, so I'm hoping that will suffice on my side of the table here.
All right, so here goes Ridgepoint with Austin Carlisle at quarterback. Quick toss to Dossett, jet sweep to the left, turns it up between the hash marks. He's free, look out, 40-yard line, gets across 45, still running, and into Elkins territory at the 47-yard line.
Mason Dossett on the carry. He's tackled by number 22, Israel Cheers.
Israel Cheers, who has a great basketball playing brother for Elkins, I think, class of 2020, Caleb Cheers. Hunter Nichols is in the stadium here. Welcome back. Happy homecoming. Now sort of an empty backfield with Austin Carlisle having Ezel Jolly now join him in a pistol formation. Now Jolly moves over to the right of his quarterback. And there's a handoff straight up the middle. There goes Jolly, breaks a tackle. 35-30, he may go all the way for a touchdown. Ezel Jolly, 47 yards for the score.
47-yard Ridgepoint Touchdown!
Well, let's see, Patrick. I can already tell you that on that Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive, it was 2 plays, and it covered 70 yards.
You don't want to. You mean you got all that from memory?
Yes.
You remember that? Remember that?
Yes,
That's
I'm taking
pretty
my
darn
privileges.
good. He's right. Two plays, 70 yards, capped off by the 47-yard run from Jolly, and they're off to a roaring start.
And I believe it took 41 seconds off the clock. Holden Gray on to add the extra point out of the hold of Joshua DeBoer. And the kick is up. The kick is good. And 55 seconds into their homecoming game, the Ridge Point Panthers lead Elkins 7-0. We'll be back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
All right, Holden Gray is going to kick off for Ridge Point. It didn't take them long to score, only 2 plays.
Both running plays. You got a 23-yard run and then a 47-yard run, and I'd like to be running behind those blockers. A lot of hole out there for the runners.
Here is the kick by Gray, and it's going to be Conley from the 4-yard line, and straight up the middle he goes, looking for daylight, finds some, dives across the 25 to the 26-yard line, and a flag comes in at the end of that play on the tackle for Ridge Point. It was Austin Gunter.
It looks like one of those penalties that could go against Elkins, but a couple of the players are pointing toward the Ridge Point. There's another penalty marker at where the ball was kicked off, so we may have offsetting here.
We certainly may.
Maybe the microphone will work and we'll hear the call tonight.
Well, this is a good time to tell everybody what we've got on the menu. First of all, you're going to be doing play-by-play from right here at Mercer Stadium tomorrow night as it's Travis against Clements.
That ought to be a good game, Roger.
Yes, and Travis is sitting
pretty good
right
matchup
now. No district losses for the Tigers.
Let's hear what you got.
I'm wrong. They lost to George Ranch,
right,
but they're still sitting pretty.
On the kicking team.
All right, so we have
it was too good to last.
All right, so we do have offsetting penalties. Offside, illegal block below the waist. Let's re-kick it and start over.
Sounds good. Okay, so tomorrow night, Clements and Travis.
Right
and
from
then
Mercer Stadium.
Yes, and then on Saturday it's a matinee, and we're going to Traylor Stadium in Rosenberg as the Fulshire Chargers, who have only lost 1 game this year, are going to be taking on Friendswood. It's kind of our Fulshire football debut on VypeFortBend.com.
And you have
been covering their volleyball team forever.
Right, and you have a special guest joining you, do you not? Or is that happening?
Ty Warren, who has he and his wife have put 2 great volleyball players into the Fulshire program, and the younger of them is Bailey Warren, who is a sophomore this year. Oh, what a great athlete. Holden Gray with a kick, and he goes toward the right pylon, and it lands in the end zone. Pretty impressive. Got it all the way there. Dexter Jackson just watched it bounce in the end zone, and it'll be 25-yard line for the Elkins Knights.
25-yard line.
Isaac Mooring is their quarterback, and the reason he's got the keys for the rest of the year is because, and this is really sad, it's just as sad as it was for Carter Groen to be out for the year in his senior season. Isaiah Smith, senior starter at quarterback for Elkins. He was injured about 3 weeks ago, and so he is not going to be able to come back. But Mooring has shown us a lot.
I've liked what I've seen. He was a little bit off last week, I thought, but he's got some good stuff.
Hands it off to Avion Stewart on the first play, and Stewart did not give up on the play whatsoever. He kept on moving, carrying tacklers for about 3 extra yards, and he picked up 6 on the play. On the play, it was Justin Brown.
37, Justin Brown.
Yeah, he looked like he was stopped at about the 23-yard line, and then he kept the wheels going and
night.
Picked up some more yardage.
Give him 6, 2nd down and 4, low snap to Mooring. There goes Stewart right through the middle, and a big hole in the middle of the Ridgepoint defense. Taylor Davis came up from the secondary to make the tackle, but that's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out
First down
at firsttireandauto.com.
Just in case you didn't know whether that was a first down or not, you probably heard that. And the Elkins Knights off to a good start with 2 real good running plays on 1st and 2nd down.
That was a 10-yard run by Stewart, and they give it to him again. Let the big dog eat, and there he picks up 9. In fact, he might have picked up 10.
How did he keep going? He looked like he was stopped after 5 yards, and he's showing a lot of determination tonight.
Peyton Doucette brought him down, but not before he picks up another.
First down.
And again, think of First Tire and Auto for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. They are now in Ridgepoint territory. Heavy to the right side of the formation, but up the middle goes Stewart, hammering away at the Ridgepoint line. He picked up 4. They never got him down, but they did push him back, and it'll be 2nd down and 6 on the play for Ridgepoint was J.J. Davis.
Met by number
Well,
22, J.J. Davis.
Unfortunately for Elkins, they're not going to be able to give the ball to him every single time, but so far tonight, the first 4 plays have gone to Stewart, and he's shown some excellent running ability and strength.
And talking about a player who will really catch your eye, there's a blocking fullback for Elkins, blocking for Stewart as he carries up the middle again. And that time he only got 1 yard. It'll bring up a 3rd and 5.
You talk about Mason Perry.
Is,
Mason Perry?
Yeah.
Number 45, Mason Perry is the guy you're referring to, the lead blocker.
I was looking all the way across at the table because I have the Swiss cheese roster where he's not on there, but Patrick has the big font roster from last week. All right, here's a big play. 3rd down and 5. Stewart in motion, and Mooring throws late over the middle, incomplete. It's going to be 4th and 5. He was trying to get it to Lucrae Thompson, who kind of ran a stop route. But even if he had caught that, Patrick, he would have been short of the marker.
Another thing we found out last week, it's Thomas. That's Lucrae Thomas.
Yes.
We had to make a correction on our roster. Remember we asked somebody last week, one of the film people or whatever from the Elkins.
And by the way, just now, did I say Thompson or Thomas?
You said Thompson,
okay.
and it should be.
Oops.
We crossed it out, and because I said Thompson last week,
and
then we got it corrected. It's Thomas. That's number 4. So anyway, a high snap.
Coming on to punt, it's White. And boy, he got off a good kick, and it's going to come down at the 5-yard line. And here we go, coming back. It's a pretty good return across the 20. Now going to the left. It is Nick Thomas. He's at the 40. He's still going far sideline. He may go all the way, but he's brought down from behind. He fumbled at the end. It went out of bounds. And oh, what a play by Elkins, Braden Thompson. And we talked to, and that is Thompson.
Yeah.
We talked to Dennis Brantley in the Countdown to Kickoff show. What a player he is.
The Panthers will take over.
Well,
1st and 10 at the
he did save the touchdown. The Elkins Knights did a pretty good job of punt coverage, but then he reversed his field, and there was no contain on the left side of the field, and he ran about 50 yards before he was gotten from behind by Thompson there.
60-yard return from the 5-yard line all the way to the other 35 by Nick Thomas. And Austin Carlisle will step up there with Ezel Jolly right behind him. Turn around, a fake handoff and a bootleg to the right. Carlisle throwing to the near sideline, got a catch at the 26-yard line. It's a gain of 5. He
Carlisle's pass complete to number 8.
Delivered the ball to number 8, Ashton Bethel Roman.
Number 9, Samuel Anabogwu. 2nd and 1.
Anabogu on the tackle for the Elkins Knights. We've played 4 minutes. Ridgepoint up 7-0 and looking for more. Carlisle pumps once now, flushed out to the left. He's going to pull it down and run across the 20, gets to the 15 and wrestled out near the 14 as they bulldogged him down. On the play for Elkins, Benjamin Villarreal.
He's pushed out of bounds. Number 14.
Did you like the way I rolled my R's there?
Yes.
Villarreal.
Is a Panther. First down.
All All right, coming up, fourth play of the drive, set up by the big return by Nick Thomas. And Carlisle wants to pass, throws in the end zone near the goal line, and the pass is too tall, incomplete. He wanted to hit Gabriel Bro, but that just makes it 2nd down and 10. What did you drop over there?
Well, I didn't drop anything. I just sneezed.
Oh, you sneezed.
So excuse me.
No need. You're entitled to a sneeze.
Hopefully I got that microphone off in time, but not sure.
All right, here we go. 2nd down and 10. Ridgepoint from the 15. Dawson in motion, and a whistle prior to the snap. And we'll see if this is a false start. By the way, Patrick.
False start. Number 74 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down.
Well, when that thing works, when that microphone works, it works, doesn't it?
It works, yes.
It's
it
loud.
Sounds, pretty smooth, too.
Yeah.
I will say this is the biggest crowd I've seen on the home side of Mercer Stadium.
Well,
since
forever.
I don't remember.
Well,
when.
let me tell you what happened to me. I couldn't find a parking spot. I literally could not find a parking spot. There was tailgating and all that going on for the Ridgepoint stands, the Ridgepoint fans, I should say.
After the false start penalty, it is 2nd down and 15.
And another one.
Hold on, Amy. Don't go anywhere.
Another.
And another penalty.
Yeah.
You talk for a second.
Well, it looked like the tight end lost his stance there, and he's going to be called for a false start also. He lunged forward before the snap. So I think it's going to pick up 5 more yards on the loss for the Ridgepoint Panthers.
False start. Number 86 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you heard. It's going to be 2nd down and 20 now for the Panthers. Back at the 25-yard line of the Elkins Knights. They already lead 7-0. 7.5 to play here in the first quarter. Roger is exchanging pleasantries, and he'll be back on here in just a second.
Back,
Here's
Patrick.
a handoff to Jolly. He's going to lose more yardage.
Yeah,
about a 3-yard loss.
What's going on here? Ridgepoint's offense, which had been moving so well, is now moving backwards on 2 5-yard penalties and then a tackle for loss. So it's going to be 3rd and 24. By the way, the reason I stepped away there, that was Amy Groen. She is Carter's mom. And she is, of course, heartbroken, but very hopeful for Carter to get back in time for baseball season. Austin Carlisle drops back, plenty of time, but he checks down, throws it to Jolly, who breaks a tackle, gets to the 20, keeps on going, gets to the 14, but that's it. And it's going to set up a 4th down and 9. What do you think? Field goal?
I would think field goal, but it looks like they're staying on the field, the offensive squad there. But
4th down.
Let's find out here.
For the Panthers.
I think they're going to, well, let's see.
It sure does look like they intend to go for it.
They're running players in that appear to be receivers.
3 receivers on the left, and one of them is Nick Thomas, whose big kickoff return got this drive underway. Carlisle drops back, looks in the end zone, lofts it up there, and it's picked off. Elkins.
Well,
they say incomplete now.
Broken up.
But it was Braden Thompson who was right there, and it looked like Carlisle was just throwing the ball to a spot, hoping the receiver would be right there.
Well, that was good defense. They had 2 defenders there, including the man who almost intercepted it. But I think Elkins dodged a bullet there as the Panthers had the ball starting that drive on the 35-yard line of the Knights.
And I think, don't you sometimes have to be careful when you score so easily the first time you get your hands on the football and you think you're about to score again and you're turned away? This may really give Elkins some encouragement in a game that very few people would think they can win. But we've seen games come out a different way as Isaac Mooring takes the snap and hands it off to Avion Stewart and right up the middle, but pretty much nothing. He's just belted immediately by Cameron Shelton, one of the Ridgepoint captains. No gain, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Do you think the defensive coaches might have had a little huddle
I'm sure
about,
that
hey,
they did.
You see that number 5 out there? We're supposed to stop him.
They did a little powwow.
A little powwow, and 2nd down and 10.
Now, can Mooring throw? He drops back. The lefty fires to the far sideline over the head of his intended target. He was trying to get it to Asad Abbas, and it's incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10.
You know, Abbas was actually somewhat open on that play, but it looked like the timing was off. The pass was a little long, and he looked like he cut his pattern off a little shorter than the pass was thrown, but it's hard to know for sure. But that brings up 3rd and 10, not where you want to be right here.
And we'll see if Ridgepoint brings the house. They have physical linebackers, and one of them who really makes his presence known is Cortez Nichols. He's on the right side. And there's a give to Conley, and he's buried in the backfield. It's Cameron Shelton who knifed right through and buried him after a 2-yard loss.
He's met in the backfield, number 52.
In fact, I underestimated the loss. It was actually 4.
It's 4th down.
Well, that's not the way you want to get your first carry, is it?
No, it isn't. By the way, I know that number 30 is the kicker and punter. His last name is White, but he's not on my roster from this week or your old one from last week.
He's not on the big roster either. But we have seen some pretty good kicking from him.
Nick Thomas and Ashton Bethel Roman back to receive the punt. And it bounces between the feet of White. It was a bad snap, and it didn't bounce up. It just bounced down, and it goes past the end line. Safety, 9-0 Ridgepoint. And we'll be back with Elkins kicking off.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all 3 like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Ethan White kicks off for Elkins, and what a great kick. Mason Dossett chases it back to the 16, picks it up the field he comes, 25, splits a couple of tacklers and goes down at the 30-yard line where Ridgepoint will get the ball basically at the same spot where they got it on their opening possession, which resulted in a touchdown.
Yeah, that two-play drive they had.
1st and 10 at their own.
And let's see if they can get that cranked up again. Of course, Elkins is trying to establish themselves in this game. Roger has already mentioned not many people are expecting Elkins to win this game, but you never know, you know. You've got to get yourselves off to a decent start, of which they're really not off to a decent start.
By the way, these 2 schools will face each other on Tuesday night volleyball at about 6:30. That's always fun. You should try it if you haven't before. There goes Jolly, straight up the middle. Big hole for him, and he gets to the 45. A 15-yard gain to start that possession. And it's already 9-0, and Ridgepoint looks like they would prefer to score before the end of the first quarter.
Well, that was another play where the big offensive line just blew a hole open for Jolly. And I'll tell you what, when you get those kind of holes, your eyes get big and your feet get light. You just start sprinting through.
From their own 45, second play of the drive for Ridgepoint. Austin Carlisle with Jolly behind him. Hands it straight up the middle. There goes Jolly, and he picks up 3. That'll make it 2nd down and 7. Nice tackle, Ashton Payne. When we've watched Elkins, Ashton Payne has been impressive. He fills the hole, and it seems like whenever there's contact between Ashton Payne and a ball carrier, the ball carrier always moves backwards.
Well, we mentioned his name quite a lot last week, and he's a really good defensive lineman. And they need a lot of good plays from him tonight. He's shifting around to the right side now.
2nd down and 7, and Carlisle wants to pass. Steps up in the pocket and throws, and he's got a completion and a first down and more. 35-30 and 20, still going. And it's going to be a touchdown. Delivered to Ashton Bethel Roman. He made the catch in traffic. He broke a tackle, and the next thing you know, he was loose and scores. He scores from 52 yards out. So let's see. I don't know if I've got perfect memory.
Come on, you got this. You got to memorize this
Okay,
one.
let me try.
You have it?
All right, 70 yards in 4 plays.
3 plays.
3 plays. And the touchdown was a 52-yarder from Austin Carlisle to Ashton Bethel Roman.
Yeah, that was a 52-yard touchdown.
Holden Gray with the extra point kick is up and good, and the drive took less than a minute. I don't know exactly how long it took.
It actually
did take less than a minute.
It took a minute and 20 seconds. A minute and 20 seconds.
All right, we'll be back on VypeFortBend.com. It's a happy homecoming so far for the Ridgepoint Panthers.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC. Holden Gray kicked off for Ridgepoint, and he put it in the end zone, and so it's going to be a touchback. Elkins will take over, trailing 16-0. 3:25 to go in this first quarter, and Patrick, I fear, just because we like competitive games, we like it to stay interesting. We don't like to see one of our Fort Bend teams get buried in under a mountain of points, but it's not looking good, and Ridgepoint is looking very confident and hungry to put a big number on the board for their homecoming crowd.
It's looking that way early. Elkins can put a stifle to that if they can get a scoring drive here.
Cortez Nichols threatening to blitz. Isaac Mooring takes the low snap, rolls off to his left. The left-hander throws, and he's got a completion at the 36. That'll be a first down for the Elkins Knights. Nice pass, right on target to Assad Abbas. And you know, we talked about the heartbreak of injury for Isaiah Smith, Elkins quarterback. How about Jackson Hart? Their outstanding receiver, great kick returner, a real game breaker. And he messed up his ankle last week in the game against Travis. We don't know if he'll be back. There goes Elon Conley up the middle. Big run for Elkins. Belted by Taylor Davis at the end of the run, but he gets into Ridgepoint territory, and that's a run of 17 yards. And it's, by the way, you know what it is?
Is a Panther first down.
Yes, and you got to think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Now Mooring hands it off to Conley, has to make a move to try and get out of the backfield, but he stopped for a loss of 1.
Yeah, that time the timing was a little off. He had to juke a guy in the backfield, and
the guy that he was trying to juke was Calvin Alexander. Second down and 10.
Roger, the Knights have had a few good plays. If they could just sustain something here. They've had a couple of real nice runs. Good pass play to start this series.
And usually teams don't run quite that well against Ridgepoint. Mooring under a blitz, throws it deep down the middle and just beyond Abbas's reach. It was just the right place to go with the football, and he almost made it work.
Boy,
and it was just maybe a foot too far for the receiver.
Just barely out of reach, and if he'd have caught it, it would have been 6. They've caught him a couple of times with an opportunity to make a big play on these pass plays, but It's hard to connect sometimes.
J.K. Davis with the coverage. It's third down.
And if he would have made a diving catch, they would have been in the red zone for sure.
Exactly. So here's a tough chance now, 3rd and 10. Probably a passing situation.
I look for Ridgepoint to bring the house. Here they come. Screen pass. Good idea. Conley. And he has to shake one tackle. Can't shake the second one. And a great job by Cortez Nichols to come in and clean it up. And they do end up getting 7 yards on the play, but make it 6. They're going to have a 4th down and 4.
Cortez Nichols. 4th down.
They had the right call. The Ridgepoint rush came heavy, and he kind of ran into one of his own blockers, which allowed somebody from behind to make the tackle, but puts him in a position to possibly pick up the first on 4th down here.
They've got in the big blocking back, Perry. Will he block for Conley here as they run to the right? They're kind of heavy, wink, wink, to that side of the formation. There goes Conley up the middle, fighting for the first down. He got 2, he needed 4. And that'll be a turnover on downs. Ridgepoint gets the football back with 1:02 to go in quarter number 1. By the way, they won 61-0 last night, or last week rather, over George Ranch. I didn't think they would win that decisively, but maybe they're going to start winning that way every week.
At their own 42-yard line.
Well, the problem with this drive for the Panthers is they're not starting at their 30. Because both times they started at the 30, they scored on long touchdown plays.
I don't think that's going to deter them.
Well, I'm just throwing it out there. Who knows? We'll see what happens.
They're at their own 42 with the 1st and 10, and Austin Carlisle sends Mason Dawson in motion, gives it off to Jolly. Jolly pops into the secondary, and he's got one man to beat. Now the tacklers arrive in time to get him at the 23-yard line. Wow.
Tackled by number 22, Israel Cheers. Result of that run is a Panther first down.
That's a 35-yard run, Patrick, and it sets him up with a 1st and 10 at the 23. Carlisle claps his hands together, flags down, he throws for the end zone near the pylon. Catch! Touchdown! If it stands, he gets it to Gabriel Bro. I think it might be offsides.
It looked like it was offside.
It is offsides. Okay, Patrick, I can do this.
With the
all right, so that Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive covered 58 yards in 2 plays. It was 3?
No, you're right.
Okay, 2 plays, capped off by the touchdown throw of 28 yards.
24
yards to Gabriel Bro, and it took, hold on.
Well, I
got this. It's 35 seconds off the clock.
Well, yeah, that's about right. 35 seconds.
And Holden Gray adds the extra point.
Point after is good.
And so, 23-0, Ridgepoint over Elkins. We'll be back.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Holden Gray has put his last couple of kickoffs in the end zone. He kicks off again for Ridgepoint. This is a squib kick. Bounces a couple of times, and it's Conley up the middle from the 15. Shakes one tackle and gets to the 26 before he's brought down. 23 seconds left in quarter number 1, and it's 23-0. Ridgepoint on top.
Antoine Thomas.
Before he kicked off, I said to you
Nice
off air, I
takeover,
thought
first
that
and
Elkins
10,
ought to start
their own
fair catching the
25-yard
football.
line.
Well, Coach Rick LaFavors and, of course, also his special teams coordinator, Anthony Marlborough, kind of outfoxed Elkins and didn't put one down there that they could fair catch.
They forced them to field it, and they did.
It was a force field.
Something like that. 23-0. They're going to have to get something going quick here.
Mooring drops the snap, has to just fall on it. And if he hadn't, actually Justin Brown was going to get himself a fumble recovery. That's going to be the final play of the first quarter. It's all Ridge Point. 23-0 on homecoming night. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
There's a new school close to you, and it will make you a better volleyball player. It's the Volleyball School, not just in Katy now. They're open in Aliana and West Belford. Now Fort Bend volleyball players can raise their game to excel on their high school varsity and compete with the strongest club teams. It takes hard work to make most of your talent, but you already know that. Just know that the Volleyball School makes it fun. Log into thevolleyballschool.com or call 832-736-3191.
Elkins opens the second quarter with a second down and 12 from their own 22. Mooring fakes a handoff, runs left, can't find any daylight, goes straight up the middle and loses another yard. So it'll be third down and 13. And you heard that spot about the volleyball school. They present our Tuesday night volleyball coverage, and it's going to be Elkins taking on Ridge Point this Tuesday night. The Ridge Point girls, have been to the state tournament 3 times in the last 4 years. They intend to go back. If they only had Jackson Hart and had him healthy, Elkins, I think, would have a chance to bounce back in this game.
It certainly would help.
Low snap again. Mooring hands it up the middle. There goes Conley. And he gets to the 24. That's kind of the original line of scrimmage. By the way, we noticed Avion Stewart ran very effectively. I think the first 4 to 5 plays for Elkins, and now it's been Conley ever since then. I'm wondering if there is something wrong with Avion Stewart.
Well, I see him out there. He was out there. It's just, well, at least he's out there for the punt formation.
Thomas, and number 8, Ashton Bethel Roman.
Ethan White to punt again for Elkins. He's a pretty good athlete, but he's not going to run for it from there. The ball does bounce to him. Look out, he's hit. He throws a pass, and it's incomplete.
That's actually not a bad play. He saved yardage.
Yeah, he just did whatever he could to save a few yards.
Yeah, it was just, otherwise the ball's going to be at the
that fake is
5-yard line, and
tonight.
Instead the Panthers have to go a little bit of distance.
Will take over on downs.
And by the way,
1st and 10 at the night 24-yard line.
In fairness to Ethan White, some punt snaps are easier to handle than others. I think the first one that went between his feet and then it resulted in a safety might have been a little easier to catch. There's a flag on the play, by the way.
Ineligible receiver downfield. That penalty is declined. First down, Ridge.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. So the play is the penalty is of no consequence, but on that particular one, footballs bounce in very funny ways, and no one has laughing on the Elkins side, and there's really nothing he could do about that one.
Really, either one of them, he did. The ball went between his legs before, but it was on the ground, and neither one of them were really easy to handle.
And a whistle before the snap on that first play.
What do we got here?
What were you about to say about
about
the snap?
I was just going to say neither snap was easy for him to handle. The other one was probably a little easier, but man, oh man. When you're punting back there, it's already nerve-wracking with the rush coming in.
We had a whistle, Patrick, but it looks like they're not moving the football. They haven't assessed a penalty.
Maybe they hadn't whistled it in play or something. I don't know.
That might have been. Or maybe there was something wrong with the play clock. Carlisle moving to his left, looking down the field. Plenty of time. Pumps once, running away from the rush. Running all the way back over to the right, near the numbers. And he's going to keep it. And Ashton Payne gets a piece of him, but can't stop a 6-yard run that ends up going beyond the boundary on the far side.
Miles Williams.
Not sure how he got 6 yards on that. He was
Pickup of about 5 yards.
rolling to his left, tried to make a pass, was rushed, eluded the rush, a la Fran Tarkington.
I was going to say Roger Staubach, but go on.
And then he went all the way across the field, was able to outleg one of the defenders for we'll call it a 5-yard gain.
Pistol formation on second, and we'll call it 4. There goes Jolly up the middle. Zipping and zapping and zigging and zagging. That's what I really meant to say. He picks up a first down, and it's just short of a first and goal.
Ashton Payne. Result of that run.
Ashton Payne makes another tackle. That's right, it's first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. 12-yard line is the new line of scrimmage as Ridge Point moves from right to left in the second quarter. They're already up 23-0. Carlisle takes the snap, drops back. He's flushed to the left, looking, and he throws short to Jolly near the 10, makes a move, 5-yard line, stiff arms a man, and into the end zone. Touchdown! 12-yard score as Carlisle just throws a little dart on the run to Ezel Jolly. And there was nobody close enough to him to tackle him right away, and he got free quickly. What else can you say?
Well, that was a 3-play drive, 58 seconds, total of 24 yards.
That's your Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive, and now Holden Gray to add the extra point kick with his left sock of pink. A little lower than the right sock of pink. The kick is up and good. It's 30-0 with 9:39 to go in the half. And Ridge Point is almost halfway to their point total of last week. They scored 61 on George Ranch. We'll be back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
We see all you do to get work done, whether it's keeping your office clean or redesigning your space for 3 or 300. Our business is to keep business going. Buy online and pick up in store, or get free next business day shipping at Office Depot, Office Max, and OfficeDepot.com.
We want to thank the folks at Office Depot, Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace in Sugarland, for taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week. 3 football games a week minimum, and always Tuesday night volleyball. Holden Gray kicks off, and this will end up in the end zone on the fly. Just watching it go
through the end zone
was number 16, who's not on the roster for Elkins.
First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
I don't like to keep saying that, but we got 2 rosters here, and
right. It's
quite a few players.
Would you call it Swiss cheese?
Swiss cheese, yes. Lots of holes in it.
You know, I'm thinking about this game so far. There's still 9.5 to go here in the second quarter. The way Ridge Point's going there, they might get 60 before the half. They're going to have to throttle it down a little bit. Elkins could have some say with it if they could sustain a little drive here.
We left our Hart on the field last week, and that was Jackson Hart, who could really make a difference in this game. As on the first play of the drive, it's a run up the middle, and
Conley on the carry.
was that Conley or Stewart? I think they gave it to Stewart.
Number 52.
Yeah, it's
Cortez
Stewart is
Nichols.
back in, so that's good to see. He is healthy and ready to carry the football.
For the Knights.
Well, you know, you mentioned last week, that's part of it. You know, Elkins coming off a real tough loss last week. You recall they had the ball deep in Travis territory with a chance to win it.
So close.
Yeah, and then they had a big 15-yard penalty that backed them up, and they couldn't overcome it.
2nd down and 9. Mooring drops back, stands strong, steps up, lets it go. Far sideline, way beyond any possible receiver. Yao Ming couldn't have caught that one. Nor Manute Bowl.
Yeah.
Or George Murasan. Maybe if
name a few
one
more.
of those two guys were kind of standing on each other's
Right.
shoulders.
If you put them back up on shoulders, they could probably have snared it. But Yao Ming, what's he doing these days? Is he still around Houston, or is he back in China?
Well, I have a feeling he's back in his homeland because I haven't heard anything about his restaurant. I would presume that he would. You'd hear it in advertising.
You would think.
3rd down and 9. Mooring takes the snap, fakes the handoff, drops back, steps up, lets it go in the flat, incomplete. Taylor Davis almost had a pick six. He almost picked it off near the 20-yard line, and he would have been able to hop on one foot and make it to the end zone.
Well, another 3 and out for Elkins, and now the drama here, whether White can get a snap that's easier to handle.
Down for the Knights.
The last 2 have
Back
been.
deep for the Panthers, number 1, Nick Thomas.
Snaps have indeed been an adventure.
Yeah, the one that was snapped between the legs for a safety, and then the other one hopping along, and he's able to get it and throw an incomplete pass. But here's a good snap.
They're trying to block it, and they do. It is blocked and is picked up and in for a touchdown. Quincy Drummer grabs it, and I think Nick Thomas. It was Ryan Ramey who blocked it, and it was scooped up by Quincy Drummer, and a quick return, and all of a sudden it is 36-0.
That took a perfect hop for him to scoop it up. He picked it up on one hop, ran about 5 yards for the touchdown, and they finally got a good punt snap, and then they brought the house against him, and there was, again, nothing White could do. He basically blocked it off right off his foot. He was that close.
And Holden Gray, whose right leg might be getting tired about now.
I'm sure he's loving it.
Good snap and hold, and the kick is not only between the uprights, but between the flagpoles at the north end of Mercer Stadium. Our new score is 37-0. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
By the way, Patrick, have you ever noticed in the time that you've known me that I'm a name dropper?
Yeah, I have noticed that, Roger.
Yeah, I like to drop names.
So you're going to drop one right now?
I noticed that Jeff Mathis, who is the sports videographer extraordinaire for H-Town High School Sports, is at this game. So I know for sure we'll have highlights when Todd Freed brings you H-Town High School Sports on Saturday night at 10:30. And the Knights are going to bring the kickoff out of the end zone. The player whose name I don't know because he's not on either of our rosters brought it back. He's number 16, and he didn't seem to realize he did not have to bring that ball out.
Well, I almost look. It almost looked like he was bound and determined to return it no matter what. It's kind of what he looked like. Unfortunately for him, it only took to the 13-yard line. A lot of the highlights you're referring to are going to be Rich Point highlights, or if not all of them, I guess.
Well, you know, there's a chance, and I know how this works. I used to work for a television station, you know, in a place where most all of the action was on Friday night. But you go to a game, and if it's a blowout before the end of the first half, you leave that game and then go to another game that might be more competitive. Mooring pumps short, throws to the far sideline, got his man. Got a catch and a pickup of about 5 as he delivers to Abbas.
Mooring's pass complete to number 2.
I would give credit for the tackle, but he just kind of hopped out of bounds when he was about to lose his balance.
It's second down.
There was a tackler in the area, however. Give him a 6-yard pickup, second down and 4. Mooring drops back, steps up in the pocket. He's grabbed, fires toward the sideline, and it's incomplete again, looking for Abbas. And Taylor Davis was all over him. And I think Taylor Davis is, you know, over there by the Elkins bench, just kind of letting them know that he's kind of a 5-star player and that his team is up 37-0. It's not easy to be on the less pleasant end of that.
It definitely is not easy.
I mean, what can you say that's not R-rated? Here's a little swing pass out to the near side. It's Avion Stewart trying to get free. Can't. Down at the 21. Nice open field tackle. You can't do it better than Peyton Doucette did it right there. And he slightly undressed Avion Stewart as he pulled his jersey off the left side of his shoulder pads.
Yeah, he started the tackle with a pull of the jersey, and then he was able to finish it.
I did use the O word earlier, you know, talking about being old. You and I are both old enough to remember tearaway jerseys.
Oh, my gosh. Remember that? Guys would be running around with their back exposed because their shirt tail was ripped early in the game.
Here goes a man in motion. Mooring rolls to his left, fires before he gets to the sideline. He throws a pass that is a no-gain pass as he delivered it to number 19, whose number I don't have, whose name I don't have.
He's tackled by number 24.
I think they said
Isaiah
Jones.
Brown, and he's short of the line to gain.
Well, they went for it, Roger.
Panthers turn them over on down.
They went for it on their own. What?
At the Elkins 21-yard line.
They went for it on their own 21.
So
I guess you do that when you're down 37-0 in the first half.
But he threw complete just right at the line of scrimmage and gained nothing. And by the way, I have to confess, I wasn't very professional there. I kind of lost track of the downs because it's 37-0 less than halfway through the second quarter. Low snap, Carlisle hands it off to Drummer, and there is Ashton Payne, who never stops playing hard, and he threw Quincy Drummer down after he got back to the line of scrimmage. You know, it's one of those games, Patrick, where we're going to have to keep everybody entertained. We've got to think of things to chat about in the second half. Maybe they'll stick around and they have no idea what we might possibly say.
But they probably want to stick around for the halftime interview.
Oh, yes, Ty Warren. And there goes a carry over the left side. It is Wesley Drummer, Quincy's brother. And it's a gain of about 3, maybe 4 inside the 20.
12,
Demarion Ward made the tackle for Elkins. He's a real spunky player, always hustling. And he looks like he's about 5'7", but he plays like he's 6'2".
Yeah, you mentioned him quite a bit last week. A lot of good plays.
The Drummer brothers are in the backfield, one on either side of Austin Carlisle. Looks over at the sideline. The clock is ticking. We are under 6 minutes to go in the half. awaiting the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. And we don't just have Ty Warren, we have something else. There goes Quincy Drummer up the middle, inside the 10, still going, fighting, goal line, touchdown, Ridge Point. 17-yard run for Quincy Drummer.
That's number 21.
And on that touchdown run for Quincy,
Drummer,
let's get the forensics.
he's in the end zone.
Get it?
What's
For
that?
the Panthers,
On that touchdown run for Quincy, let's get the forensics on it. You know, Jack Klugman,
Yeah,
Quincy,
Klugman. Well,
forensic scientists.
It was a 21-yard drive. 3 plays. They've had a couple of real short drives in terms of number of plays tonight.
That's good data there, Patrick. Low snap, but it's down on the tee, and Holden Gray bangs it through
Gray's
and
extra
into
point's
the little
good.
overhead
That
door
makes the score now.
where there's a table
Elkins
and
9-0.
a lot of
Your
noisy
Ridge
equipment.
Point Panthers.
It is 44-0. We'll be back. Ridgepoint having its way with Elkins.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Equitable Advisors, financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC.
Holden Gray, like it's batting practice at Minute Maid Park, watches another one of his kicks sail the distance. Into the end zone. Touchback makes it Elkins' ball at the 25, but they are down 44-0. We've got 5:35 to go in the second quarter. There's a handoff up the middle to Conley, running hard. Ridgepoint is already starting to make some substitutions, and Clinton Anyagafu made that tackle. He's a good-looking ball player. Anyagafu is a 6'2", 207 pounds, and a junior.
That is one of the pluses for your team. If you were off to a big lead, you can get a lot of players in the ball game, and certainly Ridgepoint will have that opportunity tonight.
And it's a Thursday night game. I haven't really, by the way, penalty prior to the snap, a flag down. We'll see what Mr. Jackson says. We think we'll hear it, but I don't want to jinx anything.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty, still second.
False start, but it sounded like he was buffering down there.
Yeah. The circle was...
Hey, we made our studio audience laugh.
It was... Yeah, the circle was showing up on the screen.
It's not a canned laugh track. It's live laughter. And now a bad snap. There goes Mooring, and it's recovered by Ridgepoint deep in the backfield. Who got it? It was Mason Dossett. What's Mason Dossett doing out there? It's Dossett as in faucet, and they can't seem to turn the faucet off as the Ridgepoint Panthers keep adding points.
13-yard line.
Well,
yeah, I got to get all the local TV people to know that it's Mason Dossett as in faucet. So many of them are calling him Dossett.
Well, you have a way of helping us remember the pronunciations. You've done that to me for a number of times, which has helped me. Here they are again. What, 13-yard line?
Yeah, 13-yard line, 1st and 10. Carlisle sends Preston Cooper, his tight end, in motion and hands the ball up the middle. They put Jolly back in. Jolly gets a decent run to the 10-yard line, 3 yards on the play. And by the way, it's very hard for me to decide which I enjoy more, watching Mason Dossett play football or play baseball. He's very good at both.
Jerry Johnson.
So when I was coaching
Second down.
middle school football, our league had we always had a meeting before the season started, and they always wanted to make sure that all teams had a plan when you had a lopsided score. Do high schools do that too?
To be honest, I don't know. I know sometimes coaches will agree if they think a game's going to be a blowout to run the clock in the second half. Sweep to the right. There goes Jolly. Breaks a tackle. Keeps going. Stumbles down to the 1, and that's where they stop him. But it'll be 1st and goal from there. And I think on the tackle, you have to give credit to Dexter Jackson, but he got up off the ground at the 7. So he kind of stopped Jolly, but Jolly's feet kept going, and he didn't go to the ground until he got to the 1.
They're on the verge, Roger, of putting 50 on in the first half.
Yeah, they're going in.
I don't know what's going to stop them.
They're going to hang half 100 on Elkins in the first half. There goes Jolly fighting. And did the ball come out? Well,
I was going to
isn't saying anything about it, but there is no touchdown signal. So it's 2nd and goal inside the 1.
I was going to say that's about the only thing that's going to squelch that would be a fumble. And I'm pretty hard to imagine they won't score here on this play. It's inside the 1.
And the clock is at 2:57 and ticking down. Carlisle wipes his hands on his towel, which is hanging out the back of his waistband. Fakes the handoff, throws over the middle. Pass batted down. He wanted Bro on a slant. And not this time, Bro.
Broken up. It's 3rd and goal.
What did you say, Roger?
I said, not this time, Bro. Gabriel Bro was the intended receiver. No way to know who knocked it down, but if I had to bet, I would bet Ashton Payne.
Well, he'd have been a good candidate for a possibility there.
Carlisle takes the snap. Gives to Jolly. Jolly has to go backwards. Then he reaches over the goal line. Did he get in? I guess he didn't.
Jolly on the carry. Just short of the goal line again.
It was beautiful defense on the part of the Elkins Knights, as you had Demarion Ward getting into the backfield. He wasn't the only one back there. And Jolly made it look like he scored as he stuck the ball over the line, but I guess his knee went down before the ball broke the plane. And they aren't to half 100 yet here, Patrick.
Well, yeah, maybe they'll stop him, but I bet you he'll score on this play.
4th and goal on the 1-foot line. There goes Jolly, burrows through and scores while still on his feet. Touchdown, Ridgepoint, and it is 50-0. And I'm looking at the clock right now, Patrick.
Yeah,
it is still running.
I see that. They let it go about 4 seconds.
Yeah, they let it go a good extra 5 seconds.
Somebody is doing that on their own right now, I believe, but might see a little bit more of that in the second half. Roger's getting he's queuing up the the advertisement here as the extra point's about ready to happen.
That's a little inside baseball / football. Holden Gray's kick is good, doesn't go in the overhead door this time. It's 51-0. We'll be back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
The Knights will take
All right,
over
Holden
first
Gray
10
banged it into the
at
end
their
zone
own
on the
25
fly,
yard line.
but by an inch or two.
Yep.
And by the way, Patrick, you know how my mind works. Songs pop into my head for almost any circumstance or occasion. And right now, if I'm thinking about what it's like to be on the Elkins side, it's Mama said there'd be days like this. There'll be days like this, my mama said.
Yep. And
it builds character, I guess.
I
but
guess that's
it's
what
not
this is
fun.
all about.
There's a handoff up the middle. Avion Stewart runs over a tackler and tumbles forward to the 32, a pickup of 7. On the tackle for your Ridge Point Panthers, Norberto Dominguez.
Tackled by number 38, Aiden Ferris. Second down for the Knights.
By the way, let's see here, Patrick. Let me do some math. In the last 6 quarters, the Ridge Point Panthers have outscored their opponents 112-0.
Ooh, that's just 6 quarters.
That's just 6
that would
quarters.
that'd be a healthy score if it was like 4 games.
And now a whistle prior to the snap, and Elkins will either.
I think
what happened? It was a timeout?
I think Ridge Point called timeout.
They did. We'll take it with them, and we'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Long Meadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Stick around for our Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. I'll tell you more about it. It's not just Ty Warren. And on 2nd down and 4 for the Elkins Knights, they run it to the left, and Avion Stewart is buried in the backfield on the tackle. Ridge Point's
40.
Clinton Anyagafu.
Clinton and Yagafu.
Right. Good job, PA man.
And
okay. I'm thinking every home game the Ridge Point Panthers have, they might wear the gray jerseys and the black pants because they're playing great tonight. I'm not sure what they were wearing last week at George Ranch when they destroyed those Longhorns. 3rd down and 7. They're going to keep it on the ground. There goes Stewart. Puts 2 hands on the football and bowls over a tackler and gets to the 40. And a first down for Elkins. That's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. It'll be the final play of the first half. Okay, so Patrick, before we go to the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show, we don't just have Ty Warren. What's something that you always see at high school football games, and you've probably seen them throughout the 21st century, but we really didn't have them back in our day when we ran out onto the field?
Yeah, what are you talking about? The little
pageantry
tunnels?
of the beginning before the game starts, you run out.
The little blow-up devices?
Yeah, we didn't have the big inflatable tunnels.
No, we didn't have that, no.
Well, you're going to learn about the history of inflatable tunnels from a lady that I talked to. I first met her back in San Antonio in July at the Texas High School Coaches Association convention.
Well,
so
that's interesting. And what's interesting is despite the fact we didn't have those, we still got to play the game.
That's right.
We
ran through either butcher paper signs or maybe they had something.
The cheerleaders hung.
They had little Velcro things, and
Yeah.
you'd run through canvas, and it was pop open.
Well, ours
it
was
would pop open.
Ours
you could
was
use
paper
it again
and
and again.
Destroyed the paper.
Okay, we'll be back, and we will tell you all about inflatables. You'll be fascinated with what you hear on our visit with the nice lady who told us about the inflatables. We'll be back.
Hello, I'm Gary Horn with Horn Solutions. We agree with energy analysts that the energy market has stabilized. We anticipate significant merger and acquisition activity. Good resources are scarce. Horn Solutions is positioned to assist you in accounting, finance, IT, and supply chain. Our staff can assist you with outsourcing, or we can supply you with resources to join your staff. Visit hornsolutions.net for details.
Gary Horn is a highly successful businessman who has made a huge impact in people's lives, and he loves what he does for a living. That's a big reason why Gary Horn and Horn Solutions support Get a Great Gig. Get a Great Gig is a free job search consultation service that will help you find a job you love, whether it's to make more money or get personal fulfillment in the career of your choice. Email them at getagreatgig@gmail.com or on Twitter at getgreatgigs.
This is the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show, and we're glad to have you with us on VypeFortBend.com. And we try to bring you the games best that we can on web radio. But of course, when you come to a football game, there's so many glorious spectacles that make it what it is. And one of them that I guess has become the thing over the last 30 plus years is the inflatable tunnels that the teams use when they run out onto the field. And there's a lady who deals in those. She is Christy Oliver of All Star Inflatables. Welcome in, Christy, and tell me how you got involved in this type of business.
Well, we actually came into the inflatable sports entrance business probably 22 years ago when Coach Howard actually walked into our office from Wiley High School in Wiley, Texas, and said, "Hey, I think I need one of those run-through thingies, so can you make me one?" Well, we made him a tunnel, and about 9 years after that, we added a skull head in front of it, and it's basically taken off since.
So as far as you know, did you pioneer this? Was there somebody else who thought of it earlier and you kind of improved on what you had seen? What's the evolution of these inflatable tunnels?
The evolution has actually come from the NFL. I know that years ago, well, we're talking almost 3 decades ago, that was the only people that they thought could afford to have an actual inflatable run-through for the teams. And they were expensive back then. The technology is not like it is today. And so you're looking at about $20,000 to $25,000 for those pieces. And of course, no high school or anybody else could afford to even think about purchasing one at that cost. We actually figured out that we were manufacturing inflatable slides and obstacle courses and things like that we could actually improve on the quality of the unit and decrease the cost of the unit to where it was more affordable for our high schools to afford them. We started selling them to high schools that actually were small 6-man, 1A, 2A school districts because they could sell sponsorships on the side of them. And with them selling the sponsorships on the side of them, they actually were able to make the money to pay for the unit the first year, and then after that they could take those Velcro sponsorships off, sell them again, and make extra profit for the team. So it actually became a way that they could afford pieces that they couldn't afford any other time, not just inflatables. I dealt with Neil Gilman for a long time, and he was selling product because of the sponsorships that were being sold on the side of our tunnels. So it was kind of a cooperative situation with a lot of vendors.
This is Christy Oliver of All Star Inflatables, and I think about the different things that people build. Roller coasters, resort lodges, you name it, stadiums. Things just keep getting built bigger and bigger. But I think about these things, and there comes a point at which it's prohibitive. You can only have so much material but you have to have something that people can unload from a vehicle and roll out and inflate. Is there a point at which they're going to stop making these bigger and bigger?
We actually topped our highest piece at Allen High School.
Let's talk about another school, please.
Allen High School actually has a 42-foot tall inflatable A. It is absolutely the tallest inflatable made, period, no matter if it's a run-through or not. The problem with that is, and the deter of making them that large, is they take more people to set them up. They are heavier pieces, and then you also have to take into consideration they're full of air, so they become lighter when they're inflated. You have to worry about wind and things like that. Obviously, Allen has a great stadium set up where they're able to keep their big A up, but for away games, we actually had to make them a smaller unit, a Eagle head that they could actually take and set for their away games because they can't take that A everywhere.
And at least with the letter A, it tapers and gets smaller as you go up, but you have some of them. I happen to have seen one back in the summer in July at the coaches convention in San Antonio. It said Maynard New Tech, the Maynard New Tech Titans, and it looks like, I believe it was 40 feet wide and at least 30 feet high, and so that's just as wide at the top as it is at the bottom.
Yes, that was a huge wall piece. They are the Titans, and they wanted something very unique. They did pay quite a bit of money to have it as big as it is. It was 40 feet long, stands about 25 feet tall, and weighs about 280 pounds when it's down. That is a heavy piece for somebody to load and unload, and they just wanted something bigger than the other Manor High School. They both got built at the same time. They both got manufactured at the same time, and they wanted to outdo one another. There's some friendly sparring between the teams, so okay, we'll build them what they want. We did highly recommend that they not go as large as they did, but they love it, and we love that they love it.
And we're going to talk with Christy Oliver just a couple more minutes about the scientific part of this. When we return on the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show, we're talking about big Texas-size inflatables. We'll be back.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
All right, welcome back to the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show as we talk about inflatable tunnels and other things that schools use to show their spirit. And we're talking with Christy Oliver. That is her and her husband's business. And we're talking about vinyl and nylon. Are those the only two basic foundational materials in these things?
Yes, actually, they are manufactured out of 8-ounce vinyl that is ripstop. It is not PVC coated, it is vinyl coated, so it's not going to peel in the humidity of Texas weather or Florida weather or Georgia weather. And the nylon makes it a little bit lighter weight, where we can actually use that where nobody actually touches the unit itself. So it does take away from the weight of the unit overall.
All right, and I'm going to tell you about a television commercial I saw, and I just don't have any patience with commercials that are kind of stupid in that what you see, and they want to show you something funny, but it couldn't possibly happen. Have you seen a commercial for Farmers Insurance where a gorilla is holding something up over his head outside a car dealership and it falls over? Did you see that, and were you outraged by them insulting our intelligence?
Yes, I did actually see that commercial. What does not make sense to that commercial is the fact that it's full of air. It cannot do damage to a vehicle itself. It cannot cause bodily harm if it falls on somebody. It's still full of air, and once it falls, it starts to deflate. So once it's removed from the actual blower itself, there's nothing else that can cause any harm. Now, with that being said, if the blower had fallen on top of the car, it could have caused harm, but not just the gorilla itself.
And of course, the blower is always on the ground anyway. In this commercial, the inflatable gorilla is holding something that is hard and rigid and heavy, and it falls over on top of a car, breaks the windshield, caves in the roof, which just would not happen, and they ought to be ashamed of themselves. But anyway, I just want to thank you for the innovations. It's just something about 21st century high school football. There's hardly any school that doesn't have one of these things.
You're exactly correct. And they feel like they need to one-up each other, not only in Texas, but all over the United States. We've manufactured these for Mexico, Italy, Spain, and France. And they just keep getting bigger and better as time goes on. I think back to where we started manufacturing these almost 30 years ago. And where we have come in 30 years worth of time has just been an amazing experience, along with the relationships and friendships that we've developed over the years with the same people.
So you talk about these sales to global markets, but even if it was just within the state of Texas and it was just high schools, you and Mr. Oliver ain't going broke. And congratulations.
Thank you. No, we're not. We have managed to, All-Star Inflatables, what we're proud of is we partnered with Dave Campbell's Football and in the state of Texas, and we have actually given back almost $2 million to high school sports over the last 20 years, just being able to help teams afford these fantastic pieces at a very reasonable price and long-term quality.
There is only one minor drawback that I would throw in. I love the crash signs. I love the messages. So there needs to be a law in the state of Texas that, yes, you should have your inflatable tunnel, but once they run out through the tunnel, they need to run through a crash sign, and it must have a message on it insulting the other team or at least encouraging your own team. That's just the way I think.
We do still have a lot of our teams that will actually make their own butcher paper signs and still crash through them even after they've run out of their inflatable. And it is, I mean, I think back to Kountze, Texas being in the news. And
Kountze, Kountze?
Yes, Kountze, Texas.
I'm just showing off.
Yeah, they actually received their very first inflatable we ever made for them, which was a helmet and tunnel combo. And on their butcher paper signs, they had biblical messages, and they were really chastised about that. However, I thought how amazing that this school is actually standing up for their beliefs, and it was just a great time to see when the kids actually bust through those papers, but the morale and spirit that they developed coming through those big inflatables, there's nothing that can change that. Good for Kountze. Praise the Lord, and thank you very much. Christy Oliver, it's great to learn about inflatable tunnels. Yes, I've been very blessed to be able to teach my staff about all the nice run-throughs and inflatables that we make for the sports industry along the years, and it's been great to make the relationships and friendships that we've made at the same time.
We'll be back with more third quarter coming soon on VypeFortBend.com. This is the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. Thank you, Christy.
Thanks a lot for having me on. I appreciate it.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show on our VypeFortBend.com football coverage. And we've got a giant in the game of football, Ty Warren. I think you're the favorite son, Ty, of Brian, because you were a Brian Viking and then you played for the Aggies, and you're Super Bowl champion with the Patriots. Tell us about what you're doing right now.
I'm coaching, just developing guys. Last spring, I was with the USFL, and just getting guys who kind of are on the fringe and just need some refinement, and just kind of getting them in there and coaching the hell out of them, and just trying to meet them where they are, and and trying to give them opportunity to continue to play, whether they be spring league lifers, or they get opportunity to go on to the league and say they did that, so but with all that being said, just teaching life through the game. So outside of that, what's understood don't got to be explained in terms of just keeping God first, and just raising the family and just kind of putting one foot in front of the other.
And God can plant you in different places, and you had a real interesting season. I know it was a lot of separation during the 2020 season when you were a defensive line coach with the Detroit Lions. There were so many COVID protocols in place for the NFL that it really didn't even make sense for you to leave Detroit. You kind of were separated from your family the whole season. Yeah. What was that like, and have you kind of made a vow to yourself never to get into something like that again? Well,
I think, you kind of control what you can control. I think that was a unique situation just for the world in general, and, hopefully we never duplicate that situation again. You never know how bad things are until you kind of get to the end of it and see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you reflect back and say, dang, that was pretty rough. But I got a great wife, and I got a great family, and I support them, and they've always supported me. And the main thing I try to achieve in our friendship and my fatherhood and being a husband, and just trying to find that balance, So, and that's hard to do. It's hard to do because the man is significant, in that game, and so. And it's significant at home as well. So, just trying to find that balance. And so I got a great supporting staff.
We're talking with Ty Warren, former Brian Viking. You can't say former Aggie. There's no such thing. He's a former A&M student who was a great player at Texas A&M and a great player in the NFL. But maybe more recently, you're better known as the first family of high school volleyball, because you got Jeff Blum over there, Astros announcer, former major leaguer. He's got 4 girls who have played high-level high school volleyball, and you got Brielle and Bailey, and that's some great talent.
Yeah, no, we're proud of those girls, and even our oldest, Brianna, she was coached well, and she had opportunity to do volleyball, but she just loved getting dirt on her jersey, and so you respect that. But yeah, man, we've been blessed and we've been fortunate to for our girls to listen to what our wisdom and what we have to say to them, and I think God has given them some gifts, and we try to always provide perspective on their gifts and not to underutilize or underappreciate the gifts that they've been given by the good Lord above. So yeah, we're proud of those girls, and we want the best for them, just like every other parent wants the best for their kids. And they've always had great teams around them, and they got a great team right here around them, and and these girls work hard and got a lot of respect for all of them.
And you're referring to the Fulshear Chargers, who are at, well, it's as we record this interview. I'll admit this is not live, this is recorded, but your Charger girls are undefeated in volleyball to this point. And I hadn't forgot about Brianna, I just hadn't gotten around to her, but she played softball at Texas A&M. And is there any opportunity to do anything professional in softball for a young woman?
I don't think her eyes are really set on that. She's a rising junior this year, and she has 3 more years in the program. Got a new coach over there. She's excited about the new coach. The new coach is excited about her, and I think she just focused on this being a college student and contributing to her team. And right now, just bouncing back from a redshirt injured year this past year, so she's fully recovered and ready to go.
All right. Well, I remember when Fulshear made it to the state championship round in 2020. Unfortunately, there was a Lucas Lovejoy team waiting there. I guess they had looked like they had about 10 girls who were 6'7". That's what it seemed like. I know that's not right, but it sure seemed that way. But it would be wonderful to spend some time together in Garland the Saturday before Thanksgiving this year. And well, I hope that happens for Fulshear, but even if it doesn't, Bailey's just a sophomore.
Yeah, well, I think it's that would be awesome, and obviously there's work to do, and these girls they're trying to find their chemistry, and Bailey, along with every other teammate on this team, whether they're large contributors or small contributors, or right now their role is in practice. These girls, I can see them coming along pretty well and working well together and trying to find each other's sequence. Each time they get out there, so they're looking better each time they get out there, and that's all you can, that's all you can ever expect or ever want from this group of girls. They're young girls. The future is bright for them, and as long as they keep chopping wood, I think they'll be all right.
That's Ty Warren, and thanks for the visit. And during this visit, you're kind of calm and low-key, but I hear that your motivational speeches, when you really get into it like a passionate preacher on Sunday, that you can motivate like almost no other.
Yeah. That's a gift of mine, and I think, I grew up in a house full of military men, in terms of my uncles and my grandparents and stuff like that. And they had strategic, manipulative ways to, get under your skin and or poke the bear a little bit. And I've kind of jumbled all that together with, some of the people I've met along the way, the R.C. Slocums, Rick Rigsby, and Flip Flippins. I mean, on and on and on. It's a lot of guys that Bill Belichick, for that.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, so I mean, so it's a lot of people who's been in my circle and on my journey. Going back to my high school coach Marty Criswell, Sam Smith, who was like a guardian angel for me and father figure for me coming up, and I just kind of take a little bit from everybody, and the blessing that I've had along this journey is that I've had a testimony, and I can just relate to a lot of guys on many different levels just because my journey has showed me so much. So so that getting up in front of someone and getting them to run through a wall for you or for their team or for their family or their last name, just for the pride, performing with what they've been blessed with, whatever that is, I've had a gift to do that pretty well.
And you mentioned a lot of names. I want to mention a name. The first person that called my attention to your ability to motivate through speaking was Ava Underwood, one of the greatest volleyball players that Fulshire has ever had.
I was wondering where you got that from. It was a situation last year. Ava, obviously, she was a libero. She's doing well over at A&M right now. It was some chemistry issues, and Brielle and her being the leaders on the team. Some other people just kind of, trying to figure things out on their own, and just kind of got them together and helped them understand that as they go, the team goes basically. And so I was wondering where you got that from.
Well, let me say diplomatically, Ava is my favorite Class 5A volleyball player ever who's not named Warren.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Hey, she's my favorite too. A great family right there, and love them, and they were a huge part of us even moving over to Fulshire. So love that family. Talked to Dave the other day. Lori, just a solid family.
All right, that is Ty Warren. I'm going to call him Bryan College Station's favorite son.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us on our Next Level Urgent Care halftime show.
Hey, man, glad to be a part of it.
All right, gig 'em.
All right, gig 'em.
I'm an Aggie dad.
There you go. There you go.
All right, we'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Where he will major in marketing, Tanner Bird.
We see all you do to get work done, whether it's keeping your office clean or redesigning your space for 3 or 300. Our business is to keep business going. Buy online and pick up in store, or get free next business day shipping at Office Depot, OfficeMax, and OfficeDepot.com.
And co-president of the RPHS Social Club.
They are introducing the King's Court, and you'll get the announcement of the Queen and King for Ridge Point on Homecoming 2022. So we'll just listen in.
Justin Brown is the bow for football. He is escorted by Michael and Sherry. Justin is a member of the Ridge Point High School football and lacrosse teams, National Honor Society, and PALS. He plans to attend Texas A&M University, where he plans to major in business. Justin Brown. Donovan Thomas is the bow for student council. He is escorted by his father, Lamont Thomas, and his mother, Desiree, and brother, Darian Thomas. Donovan is a member of the basketball team and on the executive board of the Ridge Point High School Student Council. He plans to attend the University of California at San Diego, where he will major in computer science. Donovan Thomas. Travis Vlasic is the bow for the Panther Pack. He is escorted by Becky and Steven Vlasic. He is a member of the baseball team, the golf team, and the Panther Pack. He is going to attend the New Mexico Junior College, where he will play baseball.
Okay, Patrick, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. The over-under for athletes among the King and Queen is at 1.5. Will it be the over or the under?
Tonight,
you say over? All right.
Our homecoming queen
Here we go.
will be crowned by Dr. Christy Whitbeck, Superintendent of Fort Bend ISD Schools, and the homecoming king will be crowned by Mr. Leonard Brogan, Principal of Ridge Point High School. With us tonight are the honorees of our prestigious Purple Jackets. Mr. Ron Ewer of Legacy Ford, Mrs. Jenny Leonetti of Leonetti's Graphics, Mr. Mike DeLuca of One Source Risk Management, Mr. Omar Mata of Elevated Tracking Solutions, Dr. Brian Smith of Sienna Plantation Animal Hospital, Mrs. Tammy Boyette, Superintendent of Warren ISD.
Ridge Point always has a very long list of generous people, entrepreneurs, and so forth.
Mr. John Carpenter and Dr. Kevin G. of G Family Eye Care.
Great support from all those folks.
Thank you for all of your support, Purple Jacket recipients.
Pretty soon, the moment you've all been waiting for.
And now, Panther Nation and guest, Your homecoming king tonight is Donovan Thomas.
Okay, frankly, I can't remember if he was an athlete or not. I forgot to write down everything that everybody had on their resume. Congratulations, Donovan Thomas. You are the king. That's a good-looking crown. Very, very bright and shiny. Or as Dustin Hoffman would have said in Rain Man, sparkly, very sparkly. Maybe Donovan will come up here and we can interview
And now,
her. Here's the queen.
Your 2022 homecoming queen is Annette Smith.
She's a cross-country runner. She's an athlete. So if Donovan Thomas is an athlete also, then you were correct in betting the over on 1.5 athletes crowned.
I just said it quickly without thinking a whole lot. So you got Donovan Thomas, king, Annette Smith, queen.
All right, so by the
congratulations.
way, Patrick, yes, congratulations to both.
We would like to thank everyone for coming out and supporting the Ridge Point High School homecoming.
Okay, so it's been a very, very nice ceremony. Great turnout for the Ridge Point Homecoming 2022.
And all of our fans of Ridge
All right,
Point High School.
it's a Thursday
Thank you
night,
for
so
your
we don't
support.
have a huge schedule of other games going on. In fact, there are only 2 really that are of any concern to us at all, because some are they're part of Region 2, or they're just games that don't really affect where Fort Bend goes in the playoff path or affects any
Yes.
Fort Bend district. So
what are those 2 scores?
all right, so the first one, Foster, after losing last week against Magnolia West for the first time, I think the final score was 12-7.
Sounds like a
very
real,
defensive game.
yeah, dog
They
fight.
bounced back and have bounced back very nicely. They lead Kempner 35-0 at the half.
Oh.
So it's a rough year for Kempner. And by the way, Troy DeGar, the Cougars' new head coach, he didn't take over. He didn't know he had the job until June.
Ooh.
So that means that you don't
It's
really
tough.
get to meet your players except for the ones that come in to do
Yep.
the strength training
Right.
work kind of on their own.
Just starting to get to know each other right now.
Yeah, they're getting to know each other because I guess when you're going through something miserable together and it has
Yes.
become a miserable season, hopefully that'll bring them together ultimately.
Yeah.
But it is 35-0 Foster over Kempner. Okay, so we all know about Katie Pato. You saw 2 games. No, actually you only saw one of them, in which Pato just destroyed Hightower in the Class 5A Division I playoffs last year on their way to a state championship. And then Pato is now in Class 6A. So for the first time, the defending state 5A Division I champions, they're not defending their championship. But Pato, a state champion, taking on Katy, a team that lost in the state semifinals to Austin Westlake. What do you think would be the result with 9.5 minutes to go in the game between Pato and the Katy Tigers?
Well, I it's hard to know, but you put a pretty pretty generic tone to it all. So I'm not sure. I'm going to say Katy 42-17. I don't know.
That's not a bad guess. 47-0. Katy Tigers showing the Pato Panthers, the new kids on the Class 6A block.
Yeah.
The Katy Tigers have said, meet the new boss.
Yeah.
Same as the old boss.
Yeah, same as the old boss. Yeah. And you're going to have to work 9 to 5 to get caught up to us.
And by the way, there's no real guarantee that Katy is going to be in Class 6A Division I in the playoffs. It kind of depends on who the other playoff qualifiers are. So if you're the Ridge Point Panthers and you look like the Panthers are really on an uptick and will probably be the top
All right,
seed
Panther fans, give it up.
if
Here
things
come
go like they
your
usually do.
Panthers!
And so going into the playoffs, they would rather
All
not
right,
be in
fans, give it
Division
up.
I with
Here
Katy.
come your
Knights.
They would rather have Katy go down to Division II. And so
what's interesting to me, Roger, is I was talking to you or a couple other sports experts. I still can't figure out the Division 1 and 2 thing, and I don't understand why they have it. It's just kind of ridiculous to me. I don't know.
Okay, well, I'm
because it changes every year. I mean,
yes,
it changes.
sort
Like
of.
right now, you don't know who's in which division. How can you not know now?
Okay,
I mean, that should be.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I will explain.
Whatever you tell me, I'm not going to receive it well. So.
Okay, well, all right. So in Class 5A, you know before the football season even begins, you know who is in Division 2 and who is in Division 1. So there are no surprises at the end of the year which division you're in,
which it should
if
be
you're
that
a playoff
way.
qualifier.
It's only Division 6 that does this goofy thing.
Class 6A,
which is weird to me.
Every one of the 32 districts across the state has 4 playoff qualifiers, and the 2 that have the most populous enrollment, they move up to Division 1, and the third and fourth as far as enrollment size, they go down to Division 2.
Yeah.
I know you don't like it.
I think it's
but,
silliness.
Calm down, Tiger.
Well, it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me. And if you got that problem, just make another division. Make it 7A instead of doing the division. Just make another division if you got to have these different enrollment situations and stuff. So
as we begin the third quarter, Patrick.
Yes.
Sugar Land is now Toontown because Trey Toon, sophomore kicker, is going to come out there. And
you said, what did you say?
Trey Toon, T-R-A-E.
Yeah, Sugar Land is now what?
Is now Toontown, like in the movie Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Okay, so Trey Toon will kick off. He's a sophomore, and it looks like Holden Gray. He's kicked enough extra points and enough kickoffs tonight as it's 51-0 at the half.
Well, you talk about making predictions and stuff. What would you say the final score is going to be tonight?
By the way, there's a player whose last name is Day, Braylon Day.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess that Braylon Day is number 16.
Well, I feel like I wrote that down the other night.
Yeah.
And he's 11 on this roster, but I think somebody corrected us or something one time.
Well, not really corrected us,
or
just
we figured it out or
told
something.
us where the roster was messed up.
Yeah.
All right, left-footed kicker Trey Toon. Conley is deep to receive. Actually, I think, you know what, it's Mackay Galloway. Mackay Galloway is in the middle there. Toon gets the ball in the air, pretty good kick. And Galloway takes it at the 3, up between the hash marks, moving to his left. Makes a cut back to the right, breaks one tackle, and gets across the 20 to the 22. Tackle made by Ridgepoint's Carson Geis.
Galloway on the
By the way, Carson Gordon, you may remember that name. He played a lot of quarterback last year when B.J. Emanuel went to the bench in blowout wins and so forth. And Carson Gordon is now playing quarterback for Episcopal High School in Houston. So when he left Ridgepoint, it kind of meant you had 6 quarterbacks, but they had to play it out a few games before they figured that Austin Carlisle was the guy they wanted taking most of the snaps. The clock is running.
Yep, I was just going to say, notice that
this game. Avion Stewart straight ahead runs into a scrum that includes a few Panthers.
Right.
The humanity.
Yeah.
And it's a gain of 2.
Well, I got a couple of things that we can share as we go along here. Some interesting things. A couple of weeks ago, you had mentioned some team mascots, which led to the discussion about the Moorhead Spuds. You remember that conversation?
Yes, I do.
So I looked up some unique mascot names throughout the country.
Yes.
And I'm going to periodically put some of them in here, and we'll just hear some unique names.
Another give. There goes Avion Stewart off the left side. Gets to the edge. Hit hard as he gets to the numbers. And he picks up about 4 yards on the play, and that'll leave him with a 3rd down and 5. Ridgepoint got a tackle from 49, Gavin Yovan. Yovan almost sounds like a brand of coffee, but that would be Uban.
Well, you remember in the first quarter, Stewart was able to pick up 32 yards on the first series. I mean, he was just plowing through some holes, and then it just abruptly stopped. I think you had mentioned a powwow or something on the sideline. Rich Point said that's enough of that. So he's had tough sledding until that run. He had a good 5-yard pickup there.
And Stewart is out of the game. Conley in, and Mooring hit as he throws. It is picked up by Ridgepoint. It is number 38 for the Panthers, Aiden Ferris, running to the far sideline and spilled at the 31.
Conley gave him a good tackle, but he was ready to absorb that tackle after that big interception. Why not? Well, they've done it every single way you can imagine tonight.
With the interception.
Block punt for a touchdown, safety. What else have they had? 2-play drives for touchdowns, 3-play drives for touchdowns. Now an interception.
And now a 29-yard field in front of them, so it's hard to imagine Ridgepoint not getting a score here. And do they have a new quarterback in there? I think it might be Samson Wheeler. Not sure. There goes the handoff to Drummer. And Drummer wrestled down by Ashton Payne after a pickup of 3.
Yeah.
The new Ridgepoint quarterback is Samson Wheeler, number 11.
And there's a ball player down at about the 28-yard line. Looks like one of the Elkins players shaken up over there.
Okay,
does
sorry
that mean we're going to take a
that.
break?
Hopefully not Ashton Payne. It was a 3-yard pickup, and we'll keep it here for a moment, Patrick. Let me tell you about something that happened, I believe it was did you work with me last Thursday or last Friday?
It was last Thursday. It was the Travis Elkins game.
Okay.
From Traylor Stadium.
Well, the next night, it was a game between Clements and Austin, and I worked it solo.
And give me the result of that game.
It was 48-24. Clements beat Austin.
Okay.
Now, if you are a playoff qualifier, it's important how many points you score.
Right.
And your differential of victory. But if you're not a playoff qualifier, it really doesn't matter, except that don't you deserve to play the whole game? And if you want your guys to get another chance to score near the end, shouldn't you get that chance? Hold that thought. Samson Wheeler on 2nd down and 6. Swings it out there to Drummer. That was Quincy, not Wesley. And he's wrestled out after about a 5-yard pickup. And it looks like it'll be 3rd down and 2. Okay, so the Austin Bulldogs, who have had a very rough go of it in their district games, were driving at the south end of the stadium. They were down 48-24. They just wanted to make the final score closer, and they're working very hard in the 2-minute offense to try and score. All right, 3rd down and short. Samson Wheeler calling for the snap. Turns around, gives it to Drummer, runs straight ahead. He hits Ashton Payne, and he gets pushed back. And now it's going to be perhaps a field goal situation for the Ridgepoint Panthers. So the Austin Bulldogs, through an incomplete pass, it goes off the receiver's hands, hits the ground, and the scoreboard clock stops with 0.7 of a second to go. And Austin was getting ready to run another play, and then the clock operator just restarted the clock. And Austin didn't get that last play that they wanted. It really made me mad. Come on. They want to score. It was ridiculous.
What yard line were they on?
They were on about the 10.
Oh, they were driving.
All right, here is the field goal attempt. It is Zach Barger, and his kick doesn't really get very high off the ground. It's no good. It falls short.
Field goal is no good.
And so Elkins turns away the Ridgepoint offensive possession. So it's not going to matter that much, except to the Austin Bulldogs, who have been practicing hard. They had a start of the season where they won 2 non-district games, but now they haven't won any district games. And they wanted to score and just keep trying to get better.
Well, yeah.
And it just really made me upset. Those kids are working hard. They want to score again.
Well, let me ask you, does this make you as upset as I am about the Division 1 and 2 6A
No.
thing?
Well,
no.
yeah, it makes me more upset.
Oh, it makes you more? Are you sure?
Yes,
you
it
don't
does.
know how upset I am.
But mine is kind of a one moment in time
right,
kind
I
of
hear
thing.
you. I hear
and
you.
yours is one that sadly renews itself every year.
Yeah, exactly. Sadly is right.
1st and 10 for the Elkins Knights. Mooring still in there at quarterback, and they hand it off straight ahead, and they're running the clock so that we are at 6 minutes exactly to go in the third quarter.
right, so
it is 51-0, Ridgepoint over Elkins.
After
and by the way, look, it's a Hall of Famer. It's a Hall of Famer. It's Bruce Matthews, former. Well, he's got sons that are Elkins Knights players.
Well, I didn't know that.
By the way, the Matthews family is the first family of football in the United States, not the Mannings.
Oh.
It's Bruce Matthews, his brother Clay, Clay's son Clay Matthews Jr.
Yeah.
They put more guys in the NFL than the
You
Mannings.
could argue
There's another
that.
run by Elkins. It was Conley over the right side. 3rd down and 6. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, when I get a little break here, I'm going to give you the first installment of the interesting mascot names.
Okay, hit me.
We have a break right now. Is this enough time?
When it looks like they're about to snap it, stop giving mascot names. But for now, go for it.
Out of Maryville High School in Missouri, their mascot is the Spoof Hounds.
Spook Hounds?
Spoof Hounds.
How about that?
SPOOF Hounds.
This is their favorite month. Out of the pistol on 3rd and 6. There's the give to Conley. Trying to get outside. He fumbled it away, but he got on top of it. What an effort by Elon Conley. And I believe the guy that stripped it out of his arms was Marcus Sessom, a good-looking sophomore defensive back for Ridgepoint. And that'll bring up 4th down, and they'll punt. And they're not going to have Ethan White to punt this time. It looks like it's going to be Dexter Jackson.
Different punter, and let's see if he'll get a good snap. They had a little trouble in the first half on a couple of them. And ironically, the perfect snap turned into a block punt for a touchdown. So
Thomas back to receive it for Ridgepoint.
That's a
good snap. He gets it away, but it's not a very good kick. It flutters off the side of his foot and lands at the 19-yard line. So it's going to be a punt of 3 yards or less.
Well, it's one of those things. Nothing has gone right for Elkins tonight, and it's just that's another one, another example. Just unfortunate. It went off the side of his foot, just didn't get a good connection with it. So Ridgepoint takes the ball at the 18-yard line of the Knights with that 51-0 lead. And here's another from Cairo High School in Georgia.
Cairo.
The Cairo High School syrup makers.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. Okay, here we go. Ridgepoint with the ball at the 18, 1st down and 10. And there is a run to the right as they send in a new quarterback. And we have screaming teenagers running up around the upper concourse. Byron George is the new quarterback for Ridgepoint, and he handed the ball off on his first play to Anthony Thomas.
Well, here's another one, Roger, from Jordan High School in Utah. The Beet Diggers.
The Beet Diggers?
Beet Diggers. I don't know if that means
B-E-E-T, like the vegetable.
Like they're digging for beets or something.
Okay.
I'm not sure how you get that one, but that's an interesting name.
That was a 2-yard loss, by the way, for Thomas. This is going to be a pass, a little swing over to the left, and another play that goes for a loss of yardage because the guy who never stops playing, Demarion Ward, dashed into the backfield, and he dropped Derek James like a bad habit. And now that's 3rd down and 17 to go for Ridgepoint.
That was a nice play. He was on his ankles right away after the catch.
I like that Demarion Ward.
Yeah, he is he's a fiery guy. He's all over the field, and he's not afraid of anything.
Fake handoff to Thomas. Quick little pop on a slant. It's going to be a decent gain down inside the 15 to the 14. The delivery to Jace Baugh, one of the captains tonight for Ridgepoint. And is it a 1st down? If it stands, it is. But we have an Elkins Knight player down. We'll step aside and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
The injured player for the Knights is one of our favorites, Demarion Ward, but on the play, Ridgepoint was short of what they needed for the first down, so on 4th down, they'll kick a 32-yard field goal. It's Barger from the left hash mark. Good snap and hold. He's got distance on this one, and it's good. Ridgepoint's lead increases to 54-0, and we'll be back.
The 32-yard field goal is good.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavinaw with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all 3 like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
While we were away, they continued to run the clock, having mercy on the Elkins Knights in this one-sided game. 54-0 was the score after 3 quarters, and they flipped the field. And now Ridgepoint is back out there on defense after they kicked off following that field goal by Barger. Zach Barger banged one in from 32 yards out. And the clock continues to tick, 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 as mercifully this game will end before 9:30, I'm sure of it, Patrick.
Yes. I would say possibly before 9:15.
Mooring gives it off to Conley. Elon Conley burrows forward, picks up 2.
All right.
Tackled by number 43.
More mascots.
Continuing with the theme. My hometown.
Second down for the Knights.
Our crosstown rival was Eau Claire Memorial, Old Abe's.
Patrick's from Wisconsin.
Yes, the Eau Claire Memorial, Old Abe's. Now, there's a story behind that one, and their mascot was an eagle, but they're in World War II. One of the regiments or whatever had an eagle as part of their regiment, and it was called Old Abe. And so
Old
that's
what?
how it was called Old Abe. That was the name of the eagle.
Okay, there goes Braylon Day running to the right. Sorry, is his first name Braylon? Yeah, Braylon Day running to his right. We think it's Braylon Day, and unfortunately, there's an Elkins Knight player down, one of the offensive linemen. He gets up, and he is that big
our
old
guy.
blocking back.
Mason
That's Mason Perry.
But he's not going to stay down on the ground. He's just getting off the field. And
yeah, he
says, I'm not going to stay on the
to help
field.
him up.
So another local one, Roger.
Yes.
Pretty close to my hometown. The Fall Creek Crickets.
Fall Creek Crickets.
That's not the band. Who was that? Buddy Holly. Was it Buddy Holly and the Crickets?
Yeah, they were from Lubbock, Texas.
Yeah, this is the Fall Creek or the Fall Creek Crickets. So that was kind of an interesting nickname.
Wow, one-sided games in all the ones we care about. 54-0, Ridge Point leads Elkins early fourth. There goes Conley up the middle looking for room. And he's going to pick up about 3 more, but that'll leave him in another punting situation. By the way, the tackle by Ridge Point's Gavin Jovan.
Tackle by number
So
49, Gavin Jovan.
54-0, Ridge Point over Elkins right now. They've outscored their opponents 115-0 in the last 7 quarters.
Call your
Foster
eyes so your parents are here.
putting a big whooping on Kempner.
Game.
35-0 was the halftime score. Now Ethan White is back on the field to punt. And the Katy Tigers whipping up on the Peyto Panthers. 47-0 early fourth is the last score that we had. And now we got a penalty, and I think what it's going to be is Braden Thompson of Elkins turned up too quickly. He was in motion, and then he was going to head down the field and cover the punt, but I think he turned up too quickly, or maybe it was a timeout, actually.
It was a timeout.
We'll take a break and be right back with more mascot names.
Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. At Equitable Advisors, they work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA SIPC.
Nick Thomas returned the punt for Ridge Point, and he went out of bounds on the far side at the 45-yard line. On the play, one of the Elkins Knights is down. We'll identify him when we can, but what's your next unique mascot name?
I'll have to look up for some more, but there's one more in the state of Wisconsin that I think is classic, I guess. The Monroe High School Cheesemakers.
Cheesemakers.
I mean, you got to have a cheesemaker in Wisconsin, don't you?
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, so that would be the last one I have tonight. I'll try to have more from other states when the opportunities present themselves. Hopefully not.
Number 19,
hopefully not tomorrow night.
Hands, he walks off the field.
Devon Young, I believe, is the player that got up and walked off the field himself.
Yep.
For Elkins. Hopefully he'll be okay.
You always like to see when they walk off by themselves.
The clock is under 8 minutes to go. Ridge Point has Samson Wheeler in there at quarterback. I believe that's Samson. And he hands the ball off, and I think it's one of the Drummer brothers. He's pushing the pile, and he gets about 7. Inside there, I believe, is Quincy Drummer. No, it's not Quincy. It's somebody else. It's actually Anthony Thomas.
Tackle by number 21.
Second down and 3.
So what was
Second
that?
down.
Remember Chris Berman used to have he called it the fastest 3 minutes in football or something? He'd show his highlights. Do you remember that? Was there? What did he call it?
Well, after I just wanted to say it was a run for no gain by Anthony Thomas.
Anthony Solis on
and
the carry.
Anthony
Tackled by number
Solis.
14, Benjamin Villarreal.
Maybe it
And
was
number
Anthony Solis.
35,
Sorry about
Cornell.
that.
So I wanted
Third
to,
down
whatever he called it, it was
for
the
the Knights.
fastest something, highlights or whatever, and he'd do the highlights in a quick time and have all his nicknames and so on. And here's the next play.
I liked his middle names. Wheeler. No, it's not Wheeler. It's a different quarterback. He's going to get sacked or throws late. He was trying to get it into the hands of Scott Taylor. The quarterback is Michael Kazimervis.
He did a nice
He had
job.
a brother who used to play at Clements.
I remember that
George
name.
was pressured.
He did a good job there just getting it off instead of getting the sack, and he almost hit his receiver.
Fourth down for
But
the Panthers.
the rush made him underthrow it. 4th and 3 here.
Looks like they're going to go for it on 4th and 3. Kazimervis drops back, throws it to the far sideline. The ball is tipped up and incomplete. The Knights defense holds.
Incomplete.
And the
Turnover
clock
on
will
downs, and the
continue
Knights
ticking.
take over.
And Roger,
First and
anyway, what
10
I was going to say is,
at their
whatever he said, it was the
48
fastest,
yard
whatever. This is like the fastest half in football. I mean, we're almost finished with the 4th quarter, but no matter what the score is, Roger, the cheerleaders always get together and have their little, they had their little circle dance and they cheered for each other. They just got finished doing that. I'm going to have to figure out what they call that, because every game, the cheerleaders from the opposing teams get together for, it seems like, a half a quarter or something, and they, I don't know exactly what they do, introduce themselves, do a cheer for each other. I'm not sure what it is, but
You know, it's the way they do it, at least here, is they go kind of to a neutral area.
Right.
So down there at the south end of the field, where they're really not entertaining the fans, they're just entertaining each other. And there goes Braylon Day up the middle. Hard run, picks up 3, maybe 4.
Maybe one of your
Number 16 on the
halftime
carry.
interviews will be able to explain
Tackled
that
by
tradition
number
sometime.
Maybe so.
38.
Someone from the UIL.
Yeah.
Aiden Ferris made that
Layton
last
Thibodeau.
tackle for Ridgepoint. He's had a good game, including an
Second down.
interception. Okay, so I remember early on when I would attend every Conroe Tiger game, it seems like the cheerleaders would go to the other side and lead a couple of cheers in front of the other team's fans.
Right.
And that just bothered me. You know, I mean, are you for us? Are you cheering for the other team? Or why are we welcoming someone
Hey.
to our side to cheer for the other team?
You're either for us or you're against us.
That's right. 2nd down and 7. Big run for Elkins. And it's Braylon Day who almost broke it. He got across the 40 to the 36 and leaving in his wake the tackler, but I think that was Austin Gunner. I know it was Austin Gunner, and maybe he's feeling more of it than the ball carrier on that tackle.
Right, yeah. He was able to trip him up. He looked like he might take it all away. But so Elkins is trying to, put some points on the board here, playing for pride. Under 4 minutes to play. Still nothing on the scoreboard for Elkins.
They got a 1st down at the 36. Remember, First Tyrant Automotive is who you should call for all of your car care needs. There goes Conley, gets about 4, tripped up in the backfield. Guess who? Aiden Ferris.
Conley on the carry.
And Aiden
First down by
Ferris,
number 38,
to my
Aiden
knowledge,
Ferris.
is not related to
Second down for the Knights.
the Ridgepoint Panthers right fielder, who has the same last name, Owen Ferris.
Well, when I think of Ferris, I think of
Ferris
Ferris
Bueller.
Bueller's day off, right?
2nd down and 4 after that 4-yard pickup for Conley. They give it to Conley again. The
Whoa,
hole started
boy.
to open up, but then it was quickly plugged. Get up, dude. Who is that guy? It was a hard hit. You could almost hear it up here.
Elon Conley on the carry.
Yeah, that was
He's tackled by
Clinton
number 40,
Anyagafu.
Anyagafu.
3rd down and 5, and we're
Third
under
down
3 minutes to
for the
go.
Knights.
It's
Roger-
almost as if this is a pre-recorded game and we're fast forwarding.
Yeah, it's a DVR, and
Just
you're
to
just
see what the final score will be.
Yeah.
Mooring hands it off again. Braylon Day hitting the backfield, spins away, gets close to the 1st down. I think he
Number
might be
16 on the carry.
half a yard
He's
short.
tackled by number 29.
Need some good footwork in there and a good spin to get out of there.
Anthony Solis.
Almost got the 1st down.
4th down.
Anthony Solis made that tackle. It's 4th and 1, and Elkins is going to go for it with 2:18 to go. Mooring looking over at the sideline. They might really take their time getting the right play call here. They are not likely to get the ball back, so I think they do want to get that goose egg off the board.
Try to feel a little bit better going out of here.
Mooring drops back, throws toward the goal line. Leaping attempt, incomplete. They're trying to get it to Braden Thompson. He wants a flag. There will not be one forthcoming. Anthony Solis broke up the pass, and so did Kentrell Butler. It was kind of each of them got half of a breakup.
27-yard line.
Yeah,
Butler and Solis.
Pretty good defense. It looked like the ball might have gotten to him, but the hit, maybe a deflection in there to get it out of there. And now you might see some victory formation here with under a minute and a half to play.
All right, Patrick, so tomorrow night you're going to have play-by-play on the game between Clements and Travis, and then I'm going to be solo on Saturday, Fulshire and Friendswood.
And you're going to be by my side tomorrow night.
That's right. I'll do some talking.
It should be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a pretty good matchup. I think they're fairly evenly matched in this game. And
okay, so just
tomorrow
a
night's
second.
game has playoff implications too, right, Roger?
Yes, it does. The winner is in really good shape for a playoff spot, and the loser can still find their way into the postseason, but it won't be easy. Wesley Drummer carried on that last play, and I think Ridgepoint is about to run the last play from scrimmage. There goes Wesley Drummer again, breaks through, 45, 50, far sideline. He is brought down by Dexter Jackson from behind. 29 seconds to go. That'll be a first down, but I think it's going to be the final play. I can't imagine Coach Rick LaFavors of Ridgepoint wanting to run another.
And you're right. They're lining up at the 50-yard line.
And before we say goodbye, can you name the king and the queen again? Did you write that down?
Hope you enjoyed tonight's game. Final
the
score,
king.
The Elkins Knights 0.
Donovan
Panthers
Thomas. Congratulations
54.
to Donovan Thomas.
So have a
And the
safe
queen,
drive home.
Annette Smith.
Enjoy your
So
weekend.
congratulations to those two, king and queen, homecoming king and queen, 2022 Ridgepoint High School.
Yes, and I especially like it when somebody who runs cross country gets an honor like that, because
Absolutely.
cross country just they don't get quite the fans out to cheer them on like they should. Often their events are early on a Saturday morning, so not that many of their classmates show up.
Another plus for myself, both names were pronounceable.
Yes, that was helpful. And also, I happen to be an alum of the greatest cross-country and track and field program since 1976 when it opened. Started as McCullough, became the Woodlands. They have more state boys cross-country and track and field championships than anybody else during that time span.
Wow, that's impressive.
Nobody else is listening to me. I don't know why I said that.
I heard it.
You heard it, but you're the only friend I have in this world when the game is 54-0. Okay, I want to thank Skylar Gillespie, who has been hard at work for us inside the mothership at Vype World headquarters. And Skylar, I should have said your name before now, but I was too excited about Ridgepoint homecoming and what everybody was wearing. Anyway, 54-0 is our final score. Ridgepoint dominates, and they are undefeated in their District 26A games. And don't forget that Patrick and I will be with you tomorrow for Clements and Travis at 6:40 p.m. with the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. And we'll have the Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show on Saturday at 10:40 a.m. I'll be going solo for Fulshire and Friendswood. And the two teams are going to play their school songs. And congratulations, Ridgepoint, on another district win. And Elkins Knights, chin up. You got another game next week, and just keep practicing. This is what it's all about. So 54-0 is our final score, and I've said too much already. For Patrick, this is Roger, and also for Merle, Suna, Skylar, and the entire team. Good night from Mercer Stadium.